What is up, my Piscean energy? Kandi here. I really love reading for you guys most of the time because I resonate so much with you guys' energy. My moon is in Pisces, and so this was really a reading that is sticking out with me and resonating with me a lot. And this is why it also says that you should be looking into your other parts of your natal chart and receiving readings from them just to get a full, well-rounded message on what's happening. Okay, so in the recent past, you got the Eight of Wands in reverse. Now, this is an indication that there may have been a lack of communication, or there may have been a space where you weren't sure about going forward in something, or maybe you saw signs of why you shouldn't. You felt like maybe you or the relationship was lacking something with this Five of Pentacles, and it was causing you to have maybe some sleepless nights about it. This was all the energy. This upright, this Nine of Swords, is that energy of like having sleepless nights and up thinking all night. And really, in this time, in the recent past, it was kind of telling you, you know what, ground yourself a little bit more. Get into this Nine of Pentacles energy and just have some fulfillment with yourself. And this could have been whether you might have been coming into a breakup if you were with someone. You guys were just like lacking communication. You made it felt lonely in the relationship, like it wasn't yielding enough for you, and you kind of distanced yourself. It also is if you were a single person, you were coming out of a space where you had a lack of love, but you weren't letting it bother you. You wasn't letting it make you sad and keep you up all night. You were looking into what you can do to be more self-sufficient. I mean, when I initially pulled this card, I heard codependency. You may have had codependency issues in your family, giving a lot to your family, or you may have had codependency issues with this person, or just with the simple idea of love and wanting to be in love. You have that codependency, like feeling like you're not whole if you're not working and building on a relationship. But this was this time where you were getting into the space where from whatever happened that it was time for you to build on yourself and maybe build on your money. Also, you could have been dealing with an earth sign, so that kind of took you out of your happy space. But then you understood through maybe something that came into yourself. I'm just looking at some of your other cards. Maybe you understood that it was time to release negativity, and it allowed you to start looking at you more and giving yourself more focus. Now, whatever happened in the past, it came to a point where you decided that you're going to work hard. Like, this is the singles card, working hard, defending yourself, but not in a way, not like the Nine of Wands is, where you're like on guard, even though he does look on guard. It's just that you are taking more care of yourself right now. You're not over-giving to situations. You're not doing that. You are prepared to not be trying so hard with this Magician's reverse, because the Magician is the manifester, but you're not really trying to manifest anything in particular, especially anything that has to do with your past. You're not really about to try to balance anything out. If you didn't, it's like, if I didn't fuck it up, I ain't gonna try to piece it back together. But then if this is a couple, so this is for my couples, you guys are really trying to get in to a space of like togetherness. Okay, so one way to see this reading is for my singles and for my couples, because my couples, they may have come from a space where they weren't communicating, and you weren't getting enough, or you feeling like you weren't getting enough, but you guys got together and used y'all duality and y'all love, and maybe y'all had some conversations that brought out you guys wanting to work it out and work on what y'all have. And this is a strong indicator. It's almost clarified with the Seven of Staffs, because you're working to build what you guys are really trying to do. And or maybe it's the fact that you are thinking about what you're going to do and how you guys can get certain things into balance. All right, this guy in the balance, because this is a card when it's reversed. It's basically saying, hey, you have to speak your mind because some imbalances were happening or some imbalances are happening. But I do see you guys ending up being very generous to one another. So, the magician showing up is either saying that you have to say it with your chest. It's a time to give rather than take, meaning that you have to be more giving and communicative of what you really need in this relationship so you guys can balance it out. Because to clarify that, I got the 2 of Cups. So, it's mad love there. And maybe one thing that got you out of the feeling like there was a lack was the fact that you expressed yourself. In the future, though, I see for my couples that your partner or you is going to have a choice. Some choice, because it almost seems like, there's some things that it has to be balanced out or some juggling is happening. Now, I'm not sure if the 8 of Wands reverse signifies that you guys have distance between each other, which you very well could. And if that's the case, there's some temptation that's going to come up with this Temperance card in reverse, because it's almost like weighing out my options. And, with that 1 and 4 and 14, it equals to 5. And if the 5 is reversed, it means there is a lack of change. And the lack of change, there may be something about you, because to clarify this Temperance, I got all major arcana. In the major arcana, I see that, the devil. And that could be something about your nature, and something about your nature that is maybe addictive. Very addictive personality. Maybe you may have a sex addiction. And so it may be, and that's sex addiction, because this is a card of, unprotected sex. This is a card of having unfulfilling sex. This is a card of just being lustful altogether. When it comes to sex and, love relationships, but it also could be habits, overthinking and obsessing. And so this is a message for my singles, because if you're coming into a space where in this present time that you're not looking for love and you're like letting it be and you're not trying to manifest, stay out of that, because you have a choice with this Temperance, whether you're going to continue in that almost obsessive way trying to find love. It really is telling you to be more sturdy in the fact of just enjoying you. When you got that calling to just enjoy you and not be so hooked on love, you started to be more generous with yourself. You started to, set those boundaries that you needed to set in that very good way so that you can feel a flowing of love from the universe and feel like in alignment. I'm trying to show you the 2, because in a lot of times the 2 of Cups doesn't necessarily mean love with another person. It could just be being fulfilled in the idea of having a love for yourself and a love for the universe. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's an outside person. You were putting things in balance within you. And that's what the Magician does anyway. He puts things in balance because he has a little bit of everything, you see. From the swords to the cups to, the pentacle. He got everything. So it's almost like a warning, like don't come out of that energy. And it's the same way for my couples, because there may be something about you, and the devil could definitely mean maybe a fear of commitment, because you guys are in a relationship and both you and your partner are working hard, but you or your partner may have to face some of their behaviors, some of their addictive behaviors. And these are the cards that I got to clarify. I got the Magician, once again, making a way, doing something, taking control of the situation. I got the Wheel of Fortune, which this is the possible outcome, because it's 2 different outcomes. You choose one way. If you do good, you get good. That's the Wheel of Fortune. If you do bad, you get bad. So it's basically saying that if, as a single, you're going to start hurting yourself when it comes to this love situation and try to, be, like I said, addictive again or obsessive again about when a love may be coming back, or if love is ever going to come into your life, because this Ten of Swords indicates that you consistently feel like, I can't keep love. I can't manifest love. I can't get the love that I'm looking for. And it's calling you to believe that you have it in you already, and it's just waiting to open up and waiting to guide you. But if you're already in a relationship, it's causing you to kind of mess up a new start, or your person messing up a new start, and it has y'all in the Ten of Swords energy. Whatever this is, it deals with the world, and it deals with getting into stagnation, and someone not giving more into the situation with this the Queen of Pentacles. That is, not giving and not being a sturdy person, in your relationship, not being there for your partner, not giving your energy, and bringing y'all guys into a stagnant situation, because maybe you or your partner may be feeling like you can manifest something with someone else. But you know what? It's with this Temperance reverse, that's like you fooling yourself. You're not in balance. You're not creating a change. There was a change that made you guys say, you know what? I'm going to be more self-fulfilled. Now, either way, if you go against that change, whether you be in a relationship, because saying, I'm going to be happy with what I have, and I'm not going to try to be greedy. If I have a person, then let me stick with that person, not go and look at my options. But it also says, well, for the singles, I was good with just being the Five of Swords is also here. Okay. And the Eight of Swords is also here. So all of this is anguished mental states. This is also fear. I mean, look, the Reaper is right there in that motherfucker. I mean, you could be, if it was risky sex, you may be worried about, diseases. You may be worried about a whole, look at that monster. It's a bunch of things that's indicating that you should be very cautious in making decisions, especially with this Devil energy, because that's going to split you up from your foundation that you just created. And you and your partner, if y'all are in a partnership, y'all are working hard for something that's real and stable and even divine. That too is being in alignment with the universe for me every time I see it. So it's going to cause you to juggle and rebalance the situation, okay? But when I did the best possible outcome, I see the Queen of Staves, and that woman is a woman that is ready for marriage. She knows what she wants. She's passionate. She's beautiful. And this could be your person. This could definitely be your person, or a new person that's coming in, or even it could be you. You could be taking on the Queen of Staves if you're going to choose to be single, because right now, if you don't, you're going to have to rebalance some things to get yourself back to where you needed to be, and get yourself back to what you were trying to accomplish as far as being, sturdy in yourself without all of that codependent energy on relationships. But that goes vice versa. You could be a man, and that is the energy, like being stable and grounded in your passions and the things that mean the most to you. All right. And being in a relationship, that means that with you trying to juggle, you're still going to have to look at what is really important. Okay, this is what's happening. It's time to take away the negativity so that you don't go back into that devil energy, that obsessive behavior, or that addictive behavior, sex addictions, wanting a bunch of attention. It's time to give rather than take. Give yourself the time. Put love into the situation and give your partner the time. And this is if you're in a relationship. But if you're not in a relationship, give yourself the time. Be nurturing to yourself, because this is a Virgo card. This is a new moon in Virgo. Learning new ways to nurture yourself so that you don't fall back into the same habits. Because like I said, I did get the distance card. As far as that, if you're in a distant relationship, as far as that goes, you may not be able to see your partner. So you really have to nurture yourself so that you don't make mistakes and decisions that will take you away from the love that you guys are truly building. You guys are truly building something with this Two of Cups. There's a lot of cups. That was the Ten of Cups, too. And this is y'all being in a relationship. There's a lot of love in y'all relationship. There's no need to wreck it for you feeling like I'm not okay in myself, that I need to entertain a bunch of things. I need to put on that lustful thing. I need to fall into my lustful sex habits, or even it could be, habits like drinking or smoking or whatever it is going to take you away from your partner. There's no need for you to have gone through that magician energy where you're speaking your mind and getting your partner to come forward to you, and then you ruin it. And likewise with my singles, it's no need for you to have come up out of a situation that made you feel messed up. It made you feel out of balance. It made you feel like you couldn't get a relationship, or you couldn't keep a relationship. It's no need for you to go back into mental states and negativities that allow you to want to jump out of this Nine of Coins energy, which is being self-sufficient and not being codependent, just to go back and be codependent again. Don't do that. Don't ruin the relationship that you are building and gaining with yourself and with the universe. Is totally important, because in this time, she just wants all of us to realign. We are in a reset, and it's causing everybody to rethink some things. So I'm going to pull some love oracle cards for you guys so we can get some advice. Okay. And I love these cards just because, they have interesting characters on it, and it lets you know what kind of relationship this is talking about. Like, it lets you have specific quotes that talk about each type of relationships, because love is all encompassing. So it talks about flings and people that haven't been really in your life for a long time and where that might go. It talks about long lasting relationships, as well as it talks about family. And so I'm just going to pull some for you guys energy. I've already shuffled them and everything, but okay, I'm gonna take all of them. Let's see. Melania Trump. Okay. You never know when you might wake up next to a president. So when I keep seeing this card, because it's come up in a few readings, I think if you're in a relationship, don't downplay your relationship, because this person is your counterpart and he has a lot to give, or she has a lot to give. They are wealth. They are health. They are happiness, And for my singles, if you guys are, playing it smooth and being in that Nine of Coins energy, you guys can absolutely manifest something amazing. But it also does indicate to me, as well as if you're in a relationship, it's just important to understand your values and where you see meaning, like, where do you see this going? If there is an option, if there is a secondary option, right, you may have to look at what that person brings to the table, and you might have to compare the two, which is also an indicator with the Two of Coins, juggling energy, where you're kind of having to compare one relationship to another. If one is, is serving you more so than the other, take some time and really think about how it's making you feel, what you need, because that is the energy of the Nine of Coins. It's about being self-sufficient and being aware of yourself. All right? Yeah, who can bring what to the table? Yeah. So don't betray yourself in favor of your marriage. Don't betray yourself in favor of your marriage. Now, this is the marriage to your addictions. This is the marriage to whatever it is, okay, that you are so obsessed with, addicted to, holding on to with that devil energy. Let it go, because it's going to be a betrayal of yourself. It's going to be a betrayal of what really means something to you in the long run, and which is your president, your counterpart, your greatest good. I mean, and you can't downplay that. You can't hide that for anybody. You gotta be in love with that idea that you will get the person that you truly want, instead of just settling just because there's an option that comes around that stirs up some feelings. You know, think and be real with yourself. Where is this getting me? Lastly, on this Millennial Trump card, it says keep your friends close and your family closer. So this is for both sides, and I do genuinely see this for folks that are together with someone that they can't be with right now. Don't entertain another partner because you're feeling lonely. That's that addiction. That is that, that need, that codependency, okay, that you have to get out of, because you're very close to achieving your goals. You're very close to achieving your goals with your partner, or you're very close in achieving your goals in life in general, because like I said, this person, even with the President card, they talk about legacy, stability, going forward, creating something beautiful and big. And it's like, if you go and have that wandering eye and do a bunch of different things, then you're going to mess it up. So keeping your friends close is going to help you focus. What I mean by focus is focusing your love intentions onto the things that matter, holding it down while your partner is not here, okay? But in the same respect, if it is about keeping in a good space within yourself and being fulfilled in yourself, then rely on your family members to be there so that you can feel fulfilled in general in that love space. Because once again, love is all encompassing, and we should truly be grateful for the family and the friends that we have that are all surrounding us to give us the love that we need to be nurtured, besides the love that we are giving to ourselves, because self-love is the most important love. And if you don't have no self-love, no love, including the ones of your family or a new prospective partner or a partner that you have right now, is going to fulfill you in any type of way. Okay, so next I have Queen Victoria. Okay. Queen Victoria, I would venture to warn against too great intimacy with artists, as it is very seductive and a little dangerous. Okay, so you may have an option that is a very creative person, or you may be a very creative person, and if you are the one that has the addictive personality as the creative person, which that's a true thing for an artist and a creator. They usually do have habits that come with the pain of feeling things so deeply that end up coming out in such beautiful ways. I get it. But it's time to hone that in. It's time to hone those addictions and release that negativity and release that lack mindset that makes you feel that you have to go and do devil-like energy things in order to feel more fulfilled. And that's for my singles and my couples, all right? Hone it in.